Merry Meet. In this video, Marcha Drisco shares her personal insights into Celtic life. Marcha has been an active member of the craft for many years and hopes you enjoy her video.
The Celtic way. The Celtic life has many advantages. The Celtic people are friendly, kind, and very understanding in their ways. What is the Celtic perspective on the human being, and what does it mean to live a Celtic life? When I was growing up, we Celtic people often discussed our relationships. We discussed who we were as individuals, a concept that remains relevant in some way today. The idea was that each of us has an identity and that we are all related to others. In modern times, the Celtic concept of the self is strengthened by our contemporary materialism. However, even within these limits, there is room for personal expression. To be true to the Celtic spiritual tradition, we should be prepared to embrace the aspects of nature that are most meaningful to our spiritual and physical selves. In this light, there is room to explore the personal relationships that bind us to others. As humans, we are intimately connected to the earth. This connection is part of our intuitive sense of who we are. Nature is a powerful agent in creating and experiencing ourselves and those around us. To practice a harmonious life with nature, we need to take an honest assessment of our lives. This assessment requires that we look deeply at our attitudes and actions toward those aspects of the heart. The natural world is a complex and beautiful place. We have an intimate relationship with it, whether we admit to it. To appreciate nature, we must learn how to live in harmony with it. This requires an honest assessment of our priorities. One way we can do this is to see the natural aspects of everyday life through Celtic natural philosophy. Our natural philosophy begins with the knowledge that all things come from a single source, nature. From this source arise all the elements of nature. We, as living beings, have an intimate connection to all of these elements. These connections can manifest in many different ways. We can experience physical manifestations of joy, beauty, and peace. We can also share the personal transformation. For most people, personal transformation occurs when they reach a new level of understanding about nature. In their Celtic life view, nature has 4 elements: air, water, fire, and earth. Each of these elements possesses a varying quality depending on its respective location. For example, fire is hot, water is cold, and earth is neutral or earthy in its quality. For Celtic individuals, a direct result of this perspective is the ability to connect with others. As a living entity, we experience empathy for all living things. Our Celtic perspective allows us to relate to others compassionately. This empathy, in turn, empowers us to share living conditions with those around us. To fully understand the Celtic life philosophy, one must first explore the natural world. When an individual explores the natural world in its entirety, they often begin to see patterns and understandings that contribute to the development of their spiritual life. Often, they can create a path that allows them to walk the path of their most significant spiritual potential. As it exists in the Celtic tradition, the natural world provides the basis for a connection with the Celtic perspective. When an individual begins to learn and experience the power of the natural, a tremendous transformation occurs. In the Celtic tradition, there is an emphasis on walking through the power of nature. This involves being present amid natural events without being overwhelmed by them. As an individual walks through the natural world, they begin to develop their connection to the Celtic spiritual reality. To develop this spiritual perspective, an individual must first experience the natural. It is necessary to be open to the things around us and be honest with ourselves. When we allow ourselves to be present in the natural world, we can shift our perspective and open up new possibilities. In turn, we begin to experience life in a much more holistic way. The true nature of life is revealed, and we can find greater meaning in life. Individuals who practice the Celtic life philosophy experience an enhanced awareness of their inner being. They also experience a greater sense of self-confidence and a deeper understanding of themselves and others. These individuals are much happier than those who do not practice the Celtic life path. They have a much easier time handling difficult situations, and they always seem to bounce back stronger and wiser than they were before. If you are looking for a way to make your life a little more upbeat and regain a positive mental outlook on life, consider learning more about Celtic philosophy by Marcha Drisco.